More on the story. Let's cross live now to Bharat Pankhania, Senior Clinical Lecturer at the University of Exeter Medical School. Always good to have you on the programme. So, after sending scientists to Wuhan and conducting months of research, there's still no definitive answers in the WHO report. Why is that, do you think?
I think some of these reports take a long time, if ever. Therefore, for example, we don't really know the sudden appearance of HIV or, for example, Ebola. Having said that, we do know that the WHO team, the investigative team, were not allowed in for almost a year. And as a result, it does hamper and it does cast doubts on subsequent investigations. And I therefore feel we will either find out or we will never find out. But the other empirical evidence clearly points to something untoward happened in China, in Wuhan province, in the vicinity of the large wet market. That much we know, and that much we mustn't allow to be washed away by history.
Well, the theory that the virus came from a military lab, it's been largely debunked, though, has it not, by the WHO researchers. Is that going to stop, though, the conspiracy theories?
I don't think so, and it is unfortunate that China was reticent and not keen on allowing investigators in as soon as possible. I'm not speculating that this is a lab release. What I am saying is that this is definitely of bat origin, and the wet markets and the farming practices of capturing bats and then keeping them in captivity next to other animals is probably the result of this pandemic SARS-CoV-2 virus. In other words, the SARS-CoV-2 virus arose as a result of going from bats to an intermediate creature. In that creature, it reassorted and created a new pandemic strain, which is now communicable to humans. So that bit, I think, is what has happened in Wuhan. I don't believe that this is a transfer from frozen foods brought in from somewhere else. The science is very easy and straightforward that this is of bat origin, and most likely thing is the farming practices around Wuhan.
Well, what about the question of when COVID started? And the report says it's probably not more than 2 months before it was first detected, December 29, I believe. But that's not conclusive. If it's found to have started earlier, would that substantially change the picture?
It would cast doubt on the what you would call point of origin, i.e. the single point of origin, because the single point of origin with the people presenting with a severe respiratory illness all started around November 2019, and that respiratory illness was very quickly identified to be a coronavirus, not a influenza virus. So, you know, the summary is something untoward happened around October, November 2019 in Wuhan province, around that wet market area.
Yeah, the world was waiting for this report, really. I don't think that's hyperbole to say. Everybody wants answers here so they can get on with normal life. But how important is it to establish the origins of the virus if we're going to prevent the next pandemic? How vital is this?
Not so vital. But what is vital is that we do not, lose the wood for the trees. We don't create a fog. The science is very clear. Do not mess with the environment. If you are going to do practices such as go into the wild, capture bats, hold them in captivity next to other animals that you've also got from the wild, then viruses can move from the bat to these other animals, and in these other animals, they can reassort and emerge as a pandemic strain. That bit of science is well known, and it would be wrong of any nation to say, no, this doesn't happen, therefore we are going to continue with this, what you would call dangerous farming practices. We need to review what we do, otherwise we face creating new, other novel viruses.
The views of Bharat Pankhania, Senior Clinical Lecturer at the University of Exeter Medical School. Thank you.
Thank you.